Hi, my name's Kevin and welcome to Tractors in Life. So I really debated on whether or not I should do this video. By the way, you can see my breath, it's really cold. It's about 11 degrees inside the barn. I can't put the heater on, it's a torpedo heater, and it'll distort the sound. But anyhow, in 2018, I bought my first little tractor. And the reason that I bought it is at the time we were paying, I think these are 2018 dollars, about $600 plus a year to have the driveway plowed, $180 a month to have the portion of the lawn that we would cut. And I was tired of paying that money, so I went out and I bought a little BX. I just loved the little tractor, I really did. I had a big bout mower deck on it, so I was able to cut the lawn. And also my plans were to do snow plowing with it during the wintertime, which of course I did. Then about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago, my daughter and son-in-law came to visit. And during that visit, my son-in-law asked me if I'd ever watched YouTube. I said, yeah, if I'm gonna do a project or something, I might watch it for some advice. He said, well, what about Michael Franzese? I know you like all that mafia stuff. Well, he's right. I'm kind of a history buff, American history buff, and I grew up just outside of Buffalo, New York, and in the day, Buffalo was a big mobbed up town. My parents grew up on the west side of Buffalo, which, according to my mom and dad, there were mafia guys all over the place. So the whole history just fascinated me. So yeah, I went on and I watched Michael Franzese, and he said, geez, I can install this on your TV for you. I said, I don't want any new subscriptions. No, it's free. So he did, and I went on to watch that. And was fascinated by YouTube from an entertainment aspect rather than the do-it-yourself aspect. So hey, I looked up my Kubota tractor and saw videos on it and came across Tractor Time with Tim. Well, I just love Tim's channel. Really enjoyed seeing him working with the 1025R, the John Deere 1025R. And I just really became fascinated with that tractor. And my wife Tess said, well, if you like it so much, why don't you trade it in? And she'd watched a lot of the videos with me, and we saw how Tim was working for other people. And she said, you could do work for other people to kind of offset the cost of it. So I did. I went and I purchased my first Deere, which was the 1025R, and I had the idea to follow what she had said, which is to work for other people to try to defray the costs. And I'm going to get to in just a few minutes why I'm making this video. There's a specific reason why I think it's important. And then as time went by, again at the encouragement of my wife, she said, gee, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? Now, I had really wanted a barn for the tractor. At the time, I had a little Amish shed that we kept it in, and it was fine. But the 1025R that I got had a cab. Again, at my wife's insistence, she said, I don't want to hear you out there complaining when it's freezing cold and you're trying to plow the driveway. So I did get one with a cab, and it just barely fit into the garage of the house. So we had the plans to build the barn. So I thought, well, you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe I should start my own YouTube channel. So we did. There's a reason that I'm making this video. I also want to be very clear that you clicked on this because of the thumbnail and the free tractor and that kind of thing. It's not clickbait. It's all true, and I'm going to explain to you how that has worked out for us. Also want to be very, very clear, and I'm not bragging. We've got a little less than 30,000 viewers. We're just a gnat on the YouTube world. There's so many guys out there, Tim included, that have these massive channels. We're not that. I like to win. I like to be successful. So I hope the channel will continue to grow and that we will gain more viewers. So when I started the YouTube channel, I really had two goals. One is to offset the cost of the tractor, and the other is to offset the cost of building a barn. And we've been able to do that. We've really been blessed thanks to you guys. I've also learned some other benefits of having a YouTube channel. I've said it on the channel before, it's better than Google. If I'm thinking about doing something, debating on maybe a piece of equipment, or we've been talking about insulating the barn, yeah, you can go to Google. I go to my viewers. You guys have been awesome with some of the advice that you've given me, and yeah, it's better than Google. It really is. The other thing is that we do get offers from time to time from a lot of manufacturers wanting us to use their products, so they'll send us some free products. I've done a little bit of that on the channel, not a lot. I've always made it very clear to those wanting to send us products. Number one, they're going to have no input on the video. Number two, when the video is done, I will send them the completed video. If there's an issue that they have with the way that I've couched my experience with their product, I'm sorry, but too bad. The only way that I would do any type of correction is if I made a gross error on it, but they're not going to have any input. And my review is going to be honest and complete, and it's not always going to be favorable on the product that they sent me. And I don't mean to be ungrateful, but they're sending me the product under the guidelines that I have laid out. So that is a benefit that we've been able to enjoy. We've gotten a big welder, a stick weld, just a bunch of other things that we either have or will be demonstrating on the channel. Yeah, so as a matter of fact, we turn down more offers for merchandise that we accept. I mean, just a lot of times they just don't fit our content. And there's other times that I just flat out may not believe in the product. So I try to be judicious where that's concerned. So the plan was set. I bought the 1025R, and we made plans to build this building. As far as work for others, that went in earnest about 3 years ago. I figured, number one, I could make money off of it, again, to defray those costs. But number two, it also would be great content for the channel. So you've seen us over the past 2 years. Our channel is 2 years old. You've seen us working for others. We've done rototilling and grading, mulch and stone, and repairing driveways and things like that. Things that was within the boundaries of what I thought that tractor was able to do. Now, along those lines, I did learn that the 1025R was a little smaller than I really needed. So I stepped up to the 2038R about, I guess, a year and a half ago or so. It's been a great tractor. It fits perfectly. I don't use it to cut the lawn. I went out and purchased the X350 mower to cut the lawn around here. But of course, and you've seen it if you've watched our channel, we do a tremendous amount of snow plowing content. And it's been great. It's also been great in working for others. The tractor is a 2 series, so it's a smaller frame, but it's almost 40 horsepower, so there's a lot of torque to it. I've also got the tires filled. I've got wheel spacers, so it's a very stable tractor. I believe in adding significant rear ballast. It's just been a great tractor, and it's been great for working for others, and again, defraying cost. Now, one thing we do not have on this channel, and I'm not in a hurry to change that, are sponsors. People that pay us a certain amount of money to feature their products. I just don't feel comfortable with that. I know it seems like dozens of YouTube creators are getting free equipment, especially from TYM. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. I'm happy with the tractor I have. I'm happy that, and if you've watched our channel, I'm not always positive on it. I've had a couple issues with it. We've worked through those, nothing major. Again, it's been a great tractor, but I want to be able to say what I want to say. And if there's something I don't like about my tractor, you guys are going to hear about that. So again, I don't begrudge any of the other creators that have gotten free equipment. For right now, it's just not something that I'm interested in. So as far as income, yes, we were monetized, I think a little over a year ago, so we get paid by YouTube. One thing that's nice is if I'm working for someone else, they are paying me for the job, unless it's a friend or neighbor. And then also I'm gaining some income from YouTube. Now the other way is that when we do feature a product is that we do provide Amazon links, and we have a merchant account with Amazon, so we earn a tiny commission off of those. That's certainly been kind of nice. But then again, when I'm not paying someone to snowplow, I'm not paying someone to cut my grass, again at $180 a month during the 6-month or so grass cutting season here, and plus the snowplowing at $600 again, those are $18. That's about almost $1,700. Probably today with the inflation adjustments, probably more like $2,000 that I'm saving by doing these things myself. So what are my costs? Well, when we first built the barn, I had a loan on it. We've since paid that off, but I wanted to defray those monthly costs. And then, of course, a payment on the tractor. And then I also carry insurance because I am working for other people. So I wanted those things defrayed or offset by income with the YouTube channel. And again, we've been very, very fortunate that we've been able to do that. So free tractor, yeah, I mean, it's free as long as I continue to do this and as long as I work for other people. And so now, why am I making this video? Well, the reason is you. I did a video probably 6 months ago that was entitled Tractor Time with Tim Saved My Life. And as dramatic as that may sound, it's absolutely true. Because having this channel, we've been religious about putting out at least one video a week, usually on Sunday mornings. That's probably when you're going to see this. And what it does, it makes me get off the couch. I'm not a young guy. I'm in my 60s. And, if you're my age or older, you know that the older you get, the less enthusiasm you have for, say, getting out in the cold and working, or when it's hot working. It makes me get out there and do something. So I'm hoping that, as I did when I made that video, I'm hoping with this one that it may spur someone to kind of follow my path. And now you may not be like an in front of camera kind of guy or girl and say, well, I don't feel comfortable with doing that. Well, I'll tell you something. If you watch our channel, I'll bet you watch Mike Morgan, Outdoors with the Morgans. Mike himself has stated that for the first few videos that he didn't even talk in them. Mike's just a hard-working guy. Love him and his family. So it gives you a chance to kind of get comfortable, and maybe you're just adding a little bit of voiceover to it. What the viewers want to see is your equipment, is your barn, is your garage, or your tools, the work that you're doing on your property. As Mike does, taking down trees, using his sawmill, building his firewood business. So it doesn't take an eloquent speaker to be able to do that. I know that there are guys out there who would be a success at that. I'm nobody special. I don't have 100 acres of land like Mike Morgan does, so I'm limited in my content. But the opportunity is there. It really is. So again, I'm not bragging. We have a long way to go on this channel. But what it has accomplished for me is the tangible and intangible. The tangible being obviously the monetary offset in helping to pay for my equipment in the barn and what have you, working for other people, getting YouTube income. And I guess you could say intangible, as I just mentioned, is my lifestyle. I am convinced if I didn't have this channel, I'd be 10 to 15 pounds heavier. I would. I'm a guy, I don't mind sitting down in the easy chair and in front of the fireplace and watching TV. This keeps me from getting into that sedentary lifestyle. Look, it's, 11 degrees, whatever it is in the barn right now. It's not real comfortable. I'd like to pop that heater on, but I can't because I'm making this video. And I knew I had to make a video this week. I knew this is one that's been in the back of my mind that I really wanted to do because my hopes were that it might help some of our viewers. A video that we did, I think last winter, which was a huge success for us, it was called something like Snow Plowing, No Talking. And guys loved it. What I've learned, you have to listen to your audience, right? And what I've heard, people don't like a lot of music. They don't like a lot of talking. So if you're afraid of getting in front of a camera and doing what I'm doing right now and talking, and you've got an activity, maybe you're bush hogging, whatever it is that you're doing on your property, maybe you're fixing things, check out John with Farmcraft 101, one of my favorite channels.
Hey there, welcome to Farmcraft. I've got two chainsaw chains here. Both of these have good Properly sharpened teeth. There's 3 things you need to do to sharpen a chainsaw chain. No, but seriously, there really is 3 things you need to do.
His videos can be an hour and a half long and show him restoring equipment, doing things. He's got a huge farm in Virginia, I believe it is. Now he's a funny guy. He's a very likable guy. Again, love his channel. But there's a niche for everybody. Do you know there's 2.5 million YouTube creators? That astonished me when I learned that number. So, you know, I always look at things in life. I've done this my whole life. I figure, you know what? I don't know that guy's any smarter than me. I bet if he does it, I could do it. Well, I know I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer either. I'm no dummy, but I believe if I can do it, there's a lot of people can do it, and chances are you're one of those. Maybe you'd like to buy a tractor, maybe you'd like to put a barn up, but the expense scares you. Well, you can do something to offset that. Again, a YouTube channel, working for other people. There are a lot of ways to skin a cat. We all know that, right? So it was important to me to make this video to hopefully inspire people, but not to be braggadocious in any shape, manner, or form. My best friend in the world, Bob, and his beautiful wife, Karen, we actually featured them on a channel in a video a few months ago. They're in the same boat. I've been trying to convince them to do a YouTube channel. They live on a little gentleman's farm with a lot of critters on there that are just adorable. And it's a natural. I've told him you'll be an absolute home run. And I know that he's gonna do it someday. I really believe that. How about you? Get off the couch. Maybe get that piece of equipment that you've been dreaming about. Start a little YouTube channel. You know, you're watching this on YouTube. Chances are you watch a lot of other videos. You've seen that not everybody's a Broadway production with slick editing and special effects and what have you. It doesn't take probably as much as you think it would. Frankly, what I do, my rule is this. I don't make videos for clicks. Okay, I make videos of what I'm doing every day. I'm doing the same thing. I just stick a camera in front of it and then you know, try to make it as presentable as possible and put it out on YouTube. I hope this helps you. I really, really do. God bless you all. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time, God willing, on Tractors in Life.